in this passage or on any of the passages. You need to, you can't just say that read 4 lines before, 4 lines, no.
The Jews raised this buhtan. In the answer, Allah says, no, she was pure. Hazrat Ahmad is denying that. You cannot say,
is this Mirza's view or the view of the Jews?
This is historically proven. Hazrat Ahmad is presenting.
Everyone can see that Razi has not addressed the point.
Hazrat Ahmad writes that the Quran answers everything and proves she was not touched and it was a miracle.
According to Mirza Ghulam, because she was hiding her pregnancy, which gave opportunity to the Jews to accuse her. Do you agree with this? So please, Razi, do not say 10 things.
I don't need your commentary, brother Imran.
I'm not giving you a commentary. I have not given you, Razi, I have not given you a commentary. I am asking you to answer the question.
I'll answer how I like.
The problem is this.
A woman is pregnant for 5 months and she does not know. How is that possible?
She has no period.
When people started to talk about that she is pregnant, then she started to tell the dream. But telling people at that time was useless. Aakhir buzurgon ne parda poshi. Razi, what is parda poshi? Parda poshi in Urdu means that something wrong has happened and you are trying to hide that. This is called parda poshi. Mirza Ghulam is saying she has the qusur, she has the fault. And you are saying innocent. Please, Razi, don't do this one. Show us in this passage where he says that she is innocent. And you changing his words. Mirza Ghulam is comparing the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam with who? With many insects, which he says that thousands of insects are coming from the earth for no reason. Jesus was born without father. It says that it implies that he was lacking some of the organs. And which organs? Which organ he was missing? The male organs which can help him to catch children.
You need to just calm yourself down.
Look, Brother Imran, you have to understand why Razi feels like that. There is a
I
reason why
understand. He feels under attack. I understand.
Yes.
Now,
and plus he's struggling to answer all these
yes.
questions.
So that's why I'm giving you this opportunity to answer the question.
We put up a quote where we are claiming that Maryam alayhi salam was insulted by Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani because he came up with his own narrative that cannot be found in the Bible and the Quran. And this was his view that Mary was equally to blame for her slander, which goes directly against the Quran. And because of that, the wonderful birth, the incredible birth of Isa alayhi salam was ruined or humiliated. That also contradicts the Quran. And also the fact that Mary was 5 months pregnant when her people confronted her, which is, again, it goes entirely against the Quran. These are clear contradictions.
One at a time, if you
If you choose, so we can start your time, 3 minutes, and then we can have 3 minutes.
Okay, so if you can put 3 minutes, Imran said it's at 2 right now. So I'll answer your points.
You want 2 or 3?
3 is fine because you mentioned 3. Like 4 or 5 allegations. But before I go into those allegations, Brother Adnan, you claim that according to the majority of the Muslim body, Ahmadi Muslims are outside Islam and they're non-Muslims. But you keep hiding this, and on Twitter too, I don't know if it's intentional or not. Zubair Ali Zai Saib, he wrote many books and I'm reading them nowadays. He's written against the Deobandis as well. And he said, Khatm Nabuwat par Dhaka from the Deobandis. And Ahmad Rida Khan has said that Ahle Hadith, Deobandis are not Muslims, they're outside the fold of Islam. We're not united on Khatm Nabuwat. So this, claim you make that us Muslims are united under Khatm Nabuwat, it's not true, brother. Zubair Ali Zaiseb doesn't agree. He proved that Deobandis many of them believe in Wahdatul Wujud, and he gave quotations from their books and, proved to them that you people don't even have the correct concept of Tawheed. And you people deny Khatm Nabuwat. I can't see my timer anymore. But if you want to address this first, then I'll answer the other questions.
You want me to address it very quickly? I can address it, but let's not have a conversation or debate on this because it's going to take from our time and we will lose track from our topic. I'll respond to your points in 30 seconds. Firstly, all the views expressed by Deobandi, Ahle Hadith and Barelvi scholars in their books about each other are completely irrelevant to Ahmadis or the question of Ahmadis because they are all united on one thing, okay? As different as they are from each other, okay, they are united upon one thing, and that is that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani was a disbeliever, and his followers, those who believe that he was a prophet, are also disbelievers. They are all united. Just like the Ahmadi, Lahori Ahmadis and Qadiani Ahmadis have differences and they attack each other because of those differences, okay, and don't follow each other's authorities, okay. We have the same thing. We have differences, right? But we are all brothers in one faith. At least we can say Deobandis, Barelvis, and Ahle Hadith and others, okay, Sufis of all types and denominations, as long as they don't commit shirk, we are all brothers in one faith. We are Muslims, okay, and we believe Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani was a disbeliever. So this is it. So
Okay,
it's
so I
not
need to address this.
our differences are not relevant to
So,
the question
okay,
of,
so I'll tell you
yeah.
why they're relevant. Firstly,
So,
they're
Brother
But then
Razi, sorry, my
no
apologies.
no
This is where I'm going to
yeah.
interrupt a little bit. So, actually,
this
because this
is
is
where
not the
the
topic.
interruptions start, which is why I
Yeah,
asked that Brother Adnan
so,
moderates
Brother
for me,
Razi, I'm just
and
going to
we
interrupt for
agreed
a
on
moment.
that. No,
So, the
No,
don't
problem here is
interrupt
this.
me.
we're gonna give you
Brother
3
Razi, one
minutes.
second.
We're
Because you're
starting
not talking
fresh.
about
We're starting
Brother
fresh.
Razi.
Just
Yes, but you're not
allow us
listening.
to
You're not
have a
listening.
discussion, brother.
Brother Razi, just listen for a second. So we're actually not talking about the topic. That's the problem. So if you think that interrupting you when you're not talking about the topic is a problem, then actually there's no discussion to
In
be
a
had.
debate, I can talk about anything I
No,
want.
we're,
The
we're talking
viewers
about the
decide
topic
who's on
specifically.
topic, who's not.
Brother Adnan said a 30-second response which he gave to you, and you've
So
gone back
give
to
me
the
30
topic.
seconds and we can switch
So
topics.
what I'd like you to do, is really a lot of things have been put to you. You said there were many things.
I'll answer them all. Don't worry.
Ghulam Reza Ahmed said that Maryam
I
al-Islam is
have it in
equally to
front of me,
blame.
brother. I don't
Is
need
equally
extra
to blame for the
commentary. Trust
slander
me.
that was made against her.
Yeah,
That the
Brother,
Razi,
I have it
Razi,
in
Islam was
front of me. I wrote
humiliated.
everything down. Don't
Brother
worry.
Razi, one second. I'm just going to lay it out for you so you can respond. Maryam al-Islam was
yeah,
equally
yeah.
to blame for the slander.
Yeah.
One point. Second point, Isa al-Islam's birth therefore was humiliated because of this.
Yeah, I have it all
The
written
fifth
down.
thing was that the Maryam al-Islam was 5 months pregnant when the people confronted
That was
her.
the second point that Adnan, I
So
told
these
him
are
I'll
3
answer
points
in
that
my
were
next
made. So
turn.
please, if you could respond to those, and I'll
Okay, so
start your
I'm
time.
going to
Start the
address
time.
those.
And
I'm
start
going
the
to
time.
address those, but I will also address what Adnan said because he brought this point up.
If you want to do
Brother-
that in your time,
Yeah,
your time has
So
started. Go ahead.
Adnan just said they are brothers in humanity with Barelvis, Deobandis, Zubair Ali Zai said disagrees with you, Ahmadiyya Khan disagrees with you. They both said that these people reject Khatmi Nubuwwat. Barelvi said Deobandis reject it. Deobandis say Barelvis reject it. It's an ongoing circle. They do the fear of each other. As for your questions, I'll answer 2 in this turn, and then the other one we agreed I'll answer the other one. The first one you said was that Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was insulted by Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam. He alayhi salam never insulted her ever. And as for the claim of the blame, if you read the same Al-Hakam passage you're quoting, he says that the Jews, from their side of this story, they have this right to make this blame, and the Christians have no answers to the Jews. This is what Hazrat is saying on that same Al-Hakam passage. Then he says, but the Quran testifies to the purity of Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam and that she was pure and she had nothing to be blamed for. Number one. Number two, the question about the Isa alayhi salam's birth being covered up and declared not as a miracle by the Jews. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam's statement is completely true. The Jews did not accept it as a miracle. They said that, God forbid, Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam had adultery, God forbid, with a soldier. One of the soldiers, they accused her of this. So Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam is responding to the Christians who said Isa alayhi salam is a god because he's born without a father. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam said that didn't even convince the Jews. So this sign was covered up, but he didn't deny it's a sign. This is called Ilzami Jawab to the Christians that you people make Isa alayhi salam a god. Even his birth, you can't use it to prove his godhood. This is one angle he alayhi salam took. And in my next turn, I'll answer the other points because obviously time's up.
Thank you, Razi. Thank you very much for your response. Over to you, Imtiaz bhai.
So before I start, Razi, is it possible if you can turn on your camera? So I think it's more interactive when we can see each other. Is it possible, Razi?
I have bad camera quality, but sure,
That's
second.
fine. That's fine. Inshallah, Razi, first thing is that we'll go point to point. There's no rush. If we are not able to finish, we'll keep moving in this inshallah live stream on the same topic. So Razi, basically, if I understood properly, you said that in this passage, Mirza Ghulam is not giving his viewpoint. Rather, he's talking something about the Bible or he's giving an ilzami jawab. So people can inshallah follow our conversation as well. I'm going to put that on the screen so people can know that what's being discussed. So you need to tell us in our turn that we are first the point number one is हजरत मरियम पे तोहमत लगाई गई. इस तोहमत ने हजरत ईसा की विलादत के आजूबा को खाक में मिला दिया. मगर इस तोहमत में सिर्फ यहूदियों का कसूर नहीं बल्कि खुद हजरत मरियम से बड़ी भारी गलती हुई जिससे यहूद को तोहमत का मौका मिला. And then he give the गलती as well, which we can discuss, no problem. So you have to tell us in your turn that in this passage or on any of the passages, you can't just say that read 4 lines before 4 lines. No, you need to tell us that what evidence do you have. Yes, we know that it was the Jews who accused Maryam alayhi salam. We know that. The Quran tells us. But our question is that in this one, Mirza is explaining that. Mirza Ghulam is explaining that. Mirza giving his point of view. So I don't want to go further and further. I would end here so we can go point to point. Please tell us that in this passage, the first part I have just read, You need to provide us the evidence that why you are saying it is not the viewpoint of Mirza Ghulam, rather it is something about the Bible or Ilzami Jawab. I'm done.
Okay, Jazakumullah. So the first thing that you have to understand is that Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam, he believed in the virgin birth and that it was a miracle and a sign from Allah the Almighty, and it was a miracle as well, number one. So he throughout his books has accepted that it was a sign. But yes, for the Jews, it was not, accepted the way it should have been accepted. And this happens with all the miracles. Even Allah says in the Quran regarding the splitting of the moon, that when the splitting of the moon happened, the kuffar turned away. This happens with the miracles, and only the true believers benefit from the signs, number one. Number two, if you notice, the Jews after Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam gave birth, they raised allegation of adultery, na'udhu min zalik. Like Allah says in the Quran, Buhtan and Azima, the Jews raised this Buhtan. In the answer, Allah says, no, she was pure. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam testified to her purity, and Allah says, Barrafahu Allahu ilayhi, that Allah raised him and purified him from all these allegations, and he responded to those allegations. As for your question that how was it Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam's innocent mistake, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam explains it here that out of her, it wasn't that she herself made any mistake of that sort. Rather, out of her innocence, she never shared that dream. And this is why, the Jews had room for allegation. But Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam himself explains in Al-Hakam in detail that the Quran purifies Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. She never had any such relations with Yusuf like Adnan falsely attributed on Twitter. And she was pure, and it was a miraculous birth. And not only this, in this passage of Naseem Dawat, right on the top, it says, Masih ki padaish bhi koi aisa amr nahi hai jisse unki khuda mustambit ho sake. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam is denying that you cannot say this birth makes him God. Even this wasn't enough for the Jews to accept him as a normal man, and you Christians are saying he's God. So this is the context, brother.
Okay, so thank you for that.
Adnan bhai, can we keep inshallah back and forth so we can inshallah continue the theme? Is that okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna just ask a directly relevant question on this. So your Razi, you are conceding now that this is Mirza's view, not the view of the Jews, that they confronted her at 5 months pregnant, correct?
That the Jews confronted Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam when she was pregnant and accused her?
5 months pregnant, yes.
I think it's 6, I can't remember, but when she was pregnant, they did accuse her, yes.
Okay, is this Mirza's view or the view of the Jews?
This is historically proven. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam is presenting the historical view. We've never denied this, that the Jews accused.
I understand. So you're conceding, you're owning the entire paragraph that Mirza, this is Mirza's view.
This is a historical view he's presenting.
Therefore, he's endorsing it.
Yes, that this happened. This did happen. The Jews did accuse Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. It's in the Quran, Buhtan and Azima. What's that Buhtan? Can you tell us?
I got it.
You think they saw her pregnant and they let her go? They didn't accuse her. They said, oh, this was the virgin birth. Is that what the Jews said?
I got the answer. Over to you, Imtiaz.
You're a historian.
Okay. Yeah, 2 minutes. Start now.
Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So, Alhamdulillah, the first thing has been established that in this passage, it is the viewpoint of Mirza Ghulam, and the reason Razi provided is that this was something historical, and Mirza Ghulam using those historical sources, and in this one, he is presenting his view. So, this one thing has been established. So, now there is no more basically backing off from this one and again going back to Ilzami Jawab. So that door is closed now. Now, point number one is, now once the passage has been established that it is Mirza Ghulam's viewpoint, now I'm going to raise the questions because now the authenticity is established. So my question number one is, in this passage, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, he explained that how the virgin birth miracle, how it got stained, muqaddar ho gaya, and how it became, how ye khaak mein mil gaya, how it was humiliated or ruined. Okay, so and I can show on the screen as well that this muqaddar ho gaya, iska nikah is tarah nishan muqaddar ho gaya. So basically we'll go point to point. Razi, according to this established passage of Mirza Ghulam, do you agree with Mirza Ghulam that because of the mistake on the part of Maryam, the miraculous birth miracle was ruined? I'm not saying that Mirza is denying that. I'm not saying, please don't go on that one. He's saying that it is miracle, but the miracle got humiliated and was stained. Do you agree with this statement? I'm only asking you this one question. So please stick with that one and don't go on that. The Quran clarify that. We are discussing this passage in this Mirza Ghulam is giving us a conclusion That's the conclusion of Mirza Ghulam, which is his view. Please explain to us. Do you agree with that?
Is
Over to
your
you,
time up?
Razi.
I can't see the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. His time is up. To your time starts now.
Okay, firstly, Ilzami Jawab, you're trying to close the door. The door is just about to be opened. I showed you 4 lines ago that Hazrat Ahmad Alaikum is refuting the Christians that you people have made Hazrat Isa alayhi salam a god by saying that, oh, the virgin birth happened. The virgin birth, even, you cannot prove it to make Isa alayhi salam a god because the Jews didn't even accept that because of the historical evidence of what took place behind the scenes according to the Jews, which was obviously complete lies, as Hazrat Ahmad Alaikum defends Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam and says she was free from any adultery, contrary to what Adnan accused Hazrat Ahmad Alaikum of. So Hazrat Ahmad Alaikum refutes the Christians that, look, you people say you had no father, right? And this makes him God. This isn't proven because even that great miracle, the Nishan, the sign which was shown to the Jews, it didn't have any effect on them. They used that to accuse Hazrat Isa alayhi salam further. So yes, from the viewpoint of the Jews, the miracle, this miracle that should have, according to Christians, made Hazrat Isa alayhi salam a god, it, backfired from the view of the Christian. Okay, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam's own view is that it was a sign. Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was pure, free of any error, blessed, a lady of the paradise, like all Muslims believe. She never did adultery. She was free of anything wrong, right? And everyone must look at her with mercy. In fact, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi said that Allah said, I am in the likeness of Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. So this is the real picture. And you said, let's look at this passage alone. No, brother. You have to look at everything together to understand someone's views. Adnan Rashid said this about Ibn Taymiyyah when he was debating one of the Shias. I think that you have to look at everything together. But when it comes to the Messiah, the Imam Mahdi, our usul go out the door, unfortunately.
Time's up. Time's up. Thank you very much. So now everyone can see that Razi has not addressed the point Brother Imtiaz made. Razi has already conceded that these are the views of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. This is not Ilzami Jawab. When Mirza said Maryam was equally blamable and the miracle got stained, okay, and that she was 5 months pregnant when she was confronted, Razi did not address any single one of those points. Again, Imtiaz Bhai, I'll let you handle it. Over to you. 2 minutes for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, Razi, this is the problem, that how can we proceed in our discussion? In the first turn, we agreed both that this passage is giving us the viewpoint of Mirza Ghulam, which you said that he took from the proven historical sources. Razi, please listen. You said that Mirza Ghulam took from the historical sources which are proven. It is on record, Razi. So now you again want to go back on that complex, which nobody can understand, that why you still calling it Ilzami Jawab, number one. Number two, Razi, look, we are not going to ask you any further question. We are not saying that all we're asking you, Mirza Ghulam is giving us a conclusion. He said that because in her vision, she saw the angel and she hid all of that. Because of that, what happened? Now she has the blame. She gave opportunity to the Jews to accuse her. And because of that accusation, the miraculous birth got stained and it got humiliated. This is not Ilzami Jawab. Look, Razi, please. Look, for the sake of Allah, Razi, you are my brother in humanity. I am begging you, be honest to the truth. Mirza Ghulam is giving you a conclusion, and you know that you said already that Mirza Ghulam took all of this from the proven historical sources. Are you basically going back from that statement as well? And you're again saying Ilzami Jawab? There's no Ilzami Jawab here. And now look at this reference. In this reference, it is again the same account which Mirza Ghulam says that the Christians cannot answer, but he has got some Jewish source through which he got the true answer, Sahih Jawab. And in this Sahih Jawab, he again said exactly the same thing. So Mirza Ghulam is giving us using the historical sources to give his viewpoint. So Razi, please don't back off from everything what you say in the turn one. How can you proceed then?
Time's up. Time's up. Over to you, Razi. Another chance to answer the question.
Yeah, so I didn't go against anything I said. Maybe you're having difficulty understanding, so I'll repeat myself. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam is proving to the Christians that Hazrat Isa alayhi salam is not God because of this miracle or this sign of the virgin birth. You brothers originally tried to claim that he didn't even believe in the miraculous birth. So alhamdulillah, we're moving forward. That lie has been uncovered, where you firstly claimed that he alayhi salam didn't believe in the virgin birth, and you asked me for the references, and I presented them on the screen that day. Then Adnan Rashid, you know, I won't call it a lie because it's a fresh start, but he misattributed that Hazrat Ahmad alayhi believed that Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam did zina. Na'udhu billah min zalik. Alhamdulillah, he took that back today as well. As for this point that this is mentioned, Al-Hakam 1902, where Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam says that a Jewish person answered, brother Imtiaz, on the same page, he alayhi says that no Christian is able to answer the allegations the Jews raise. And Adnan in one stream said, no, this is not true. We're able to answer everything. No, the Jews couldn't answer. The Christians cannot answer anything. For example, the question of Elijah. When they asked Isa, where is Elijah? And he said, it's Yahya. The Christians can't answer that. Till today, the Jews reject Isa because of that. On the same page, and I have the Urdu, I've read this before many times, Hazrat Ahmad writes that the Quran answers everything and proves she was not touched and it was a miracle. So that exposes the other lie that Adnan originally made, that Na'udhu billah, Hazrat Ahmad is saying it's zina. So Ilzami Jawab door just open. He's refuting the Christians that you people say Isa is a god because of this. No, even this miracle was tainted upon. The Jews didn't believe in it. What are you people talking about? It makes him God. The Jews use this to accuse him further. And Maryam alayhi salam, Hazrat Ahmad explains throughout his literature that she was
your time is up, brother. Can I just make a request?
Yeah.
I don't want you to call people liars anymore, please. Yeah.
I didn't call anyone a liar. I said
no, he didn't. He didn't do it.
So now, Imran, why are you accusing me of that?
I'd like you to listen for a second. Razi, don't get emotional.
Wait, Razi, calm down.
The second thing is actually, I just want to clarify a point, because you made very dramatically. You said that Isa Islam. You've shown that you believe in the birth. Obviously, from the Ahmadis that we've heard, that they don't they believe that only natural events occur, and even the birth of Isa Islam through Maryam Islam, however that was some type of higher level natural phenomena. And so the claim that you make about miracles, and it's important because you use the word miracle, like Muslims use the word miracle, but you mean something completely different by it. I'm just clarifying that point for you, that no one was saying anything. Actually, the point that was being made about that you do not believe in the virgin birth, in the sense that it was a miracle from Allah, a supernatural event, is actually still valid and holds water. So, brother.
Now I have to answer this.
Yeah, you can answer it in your turn. No problem.
You can
answer in your turn. No problem.
Can I request something? We're going to have to do it slightly differently now, because Razi's has been given 3 turns and he hasn't addressed the points. So I would like some straight answers in light of that particular quote. Razi, do you believe sincerely from the depth of your heart that Maryam al-Islam was confronted by her people at 5 months pregnant?
Yes, 100% she was confronted.
Okay. That contradicts the Quran.
Believe she was pregnant. No one said anything. She didn't face any persecution.
Razi, you're going on. Razi, you're going on.
You're going to the church as a pregnant.
You're going on. Razi, you're going on.
Anything?
Razi, you're going on.
I need 20 seconds to answer. It doesn't contradict the Quran.
Fine. Okay, it does. No, the Quran says. Okay, I'll tell you. Open Surah Maryam.
I've read it many times.
Okay, it says when she gave birth, she carried the child to her people.
Yeah.
Okay. She carried. I'll read it to you now, word by word, so that we can.
Adnan bhai, we should be going. My request is,
let's be on this. I want to discuss
my request is that we have one conversation at one time.
I have 14 minutes left, but I want to discuss this now because this is a weak allegation which has to be answered.
Okay. Let's go point by point. Allow me to finish.
Imtiaz bhai, we're doing exactly that. Just give me 1 minute. We're doing exactly that. Okay. Just so that this conversation is fruitful. Yeah. Okay. The Quran says, Razi. Okay.
Which ayah exactly? Chapter 19, verse 22?
Okay. 27.
Okay.
Verse 27. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Fa'atat bihi.
No.
Fa'atat bihi. She came with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Qawmaha tahmiluhu. To her people, carrying him.
Yeah.
Qalu ya Maryam laqad ji'ti shay'an fariya.
Yeah.
Okay. They say, Maryam, you have certainly done a horrible thing. Okay. Right? Okay. يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغية وما كانت أمك بغية. Yeah, thank you for correcting my Quran, because you were very keen on that on Twitter as well. Same surah. Okay, so yeah.
So
فأشارت إليه قالوا كيف نكلم من كان في المهدي صبيا.
Yeah.
Okay, this conversation, this dialogue, okay, is taking place when Maryam comes with the child to her people.
Agreed.
So Mirza is saying they confronted her when she was 5 months pregnant.
Brother, just because they confronted when the child was born, right now, let me finish, please. Do not cut me off. Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, this was a miracle of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, that as a young child, Allah granted him the ability to defend his mother from the allegations of the Jews. However, this does not mean in any way whatsoever that when Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was pregnant, right, with the miraculous birth, the Jews stayed silent. It doesn't mean that, brother.
No, it
This
does mean
just,
that.
let me finish, brother. Let me
I'll tell you.
finish. Let me finish. This just shows that after the birth took place, Isa alayhi salam defended his mother. Okay, this does not mean that when Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was serving the temple and then she became pregnant through the will of Allah without any male intervention, that the Yahudi ulama saw her and they just said, oh, nothing happened. This is
Okay. The answer is
completely
in the verse.
irrelevant,
The
and
answer is
you
in the
make
verse
no
before.
sense when you say this.
The answer now, so there are two things there very quickly so that we can make this conversation fruitful. Okay. The answer is in the verse before to all the points you just raised there. Firstly, you are contradicting Tahir Sahib, who came and who claimed that Isa was an adult when this conversation took place. Okay. You are saying he was a child. So do you disagree with Tahir Sahib on this?
So look, I have to see what he fully said. Okay. I have the writings of my Hakam Adil in front of, okay? A lot of times you guys disagree with each other. We're human beings. It's possible that more than one tafsir is given.
Okay.
He gave one of the tafsir that I haven't said is wrong either. There's many tafsir for one ayah. Let me just finish. For example, last stream, give me 30 seconds, Imtiaz, but I listen carefully to everything you say. I don't put my hand up. I sit here silently listening. So allow me to finish, please. It's a new start and you've been respectful today, so I humbly request you to allow me to finish. Usul tafsir is not something simple like Adnan Bhai last time was saying for the ayah regarding Ibrahim alayhi salam, that juz, he was arguing on the word juz, but he doesn't know. Imam Fakhruddin al-Razi in his tafsir gives the view of Imam Abu Muslim that he said juz means one of the actual birds. This is a side point, but it's to show you that tafsir is vast, okay? Your ulama have disagreed.
Still means a dead bird. Still means a dead bird.
I'm not getting into the tafsir of that. I'm just saying
kills your point.
My point is that I'm not saying Tahir Bhai is wrong. What I'm saying is I have the writing in front of me, and I just these ayahs don't support your claim that he alayhi salam went against the Quran. Are you saying, counter question? Are you saying when Maryam alayhi salam got pregnant, the whole pregnancy for 9 months she was, God forbid, in hiding somewhere, and she came out only when it was time to conceive, and then the Jews raised allegations? No one wondered where did she disappear, where was she? I know because you're not Shia, so you don't believe in that hiding concept.
The Quran tells us when she was given the glad tidings, when she became pregnant, okay, and when she came to her people in verse 26, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, so eat and drink and put your heart at ease, okay? But if you see any of the people, so she hasn't seen people. The Quran is very clear, okay? فَإِمَّا تَرَيِنَّ مِنَ الْبَشَرِ أَحَدًا. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling her, if you see any of your people, فَقُولِي إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لِلرَّحْمَانِ صَوْمًا. Say to them that I have vowed silence. So here the Quran contradicts your Mirza and you. The Quran is saying she hasn't met any of her people. It's only when she gave birth, she comes to her people, and then they accuse her. Then they point to her, and then she points to the cradle. So your 5 months pregnancy confrontation didn't take place according to the Quran, because Allah is still telling her, if you see any of your people, say I have vowed silence. So there you go. There goes your again.
No, it doesn't. Now let me answer that. Okay,
you're gonna spin it.
You're
gonna spin it.
So I'm going to start the timer because actually
I won't spin it, but I know Imtiaz Bhai wants to speak as well. But firstly, some commentators of the Quran do say that Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was told not to speak, but this doesn't mean she never saw any man for 9 months and she was hiding in a cave, didn't have food, water, anything like that.
That's what the Quran is saying.
Let me finish. She had no food, no water, no drink, no family, no one took care for her. She was just abandoned. For me, that is blasphemy, number one. Number two, here, when Allah is saying regarding that, the expression that, that do not speak, it's regarding this entire matter. It doesn't mean no one accused her or she was in hiding like some of the Shias believe the Imam Mahdi is hiding. Do not attribute that to Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. You're telling me that for 9 months the Jews who knew that she was, a pious woman, they didn't even think, where did she go? They didn't see her. She disappeared completely off of the face of earth, God forbid, and no one raised any allegation. The Quranic ayah doesn't say that. This is your tafsir. I don't have to agree with your tafsir. You're not hujjah upon me. You're not the prophet. You're not Allah the Almighty. Allah never said what you're saying. This is your own tafsir that, she disappeared. It doesn't say that anywhere. When Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam got pregnant, the Jews did accuse her. And they continued to accuse her, and they actually said she had relations with a soldier. This was Buhtan and Azima. I have 20 seconds left. It's in the books, the historical Jewish literature, that they accused her of having relations with a Jewish soldier, brother. So they mocked her, and then this ayah shows that Allah made Isa alayhi salam defend her. It doesn't deny that she was mocked before that, brother. So please do not insert your own tafsir and assume that it's in the Quran. Jazakallah.
Thank you. We were silent. We let you speak for entirety of 2 minutes. Okay. And I'm going to go to Brother Imtiaz very quickly because he wants to speak. But I quoted the Quran word by word. I did not add any of my words in tafsir. Just wanted to highlight that, Razi. So it's not working. Imtiaz, over to you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Once again, I am compelled to say that we have again started bunch of points, and this was exactly I did not want to happen. I wanted to go point by point. So now, unfortunately, because of this, I have to leave the point which was very clear, in which Mirza Ghulam clearly accused Sayyida Maryam alayhi salam that if she was blamed by the Jews of fornication, the blame is not entirely on the Jews.
Yes,
she has a fault.
Continue with that point. Make your point, the one you were making. Don't worry about it. Our conversations in between don't have to be relevant or directly linked to the point you're making. So continue making your point, please. Go ahead.
So basically, all I'm asking, Razi, is, do you believe that if the Jews, if they blamed Maryam alayhi salam, Razi, please, my question is, if the Jews blamed Maryam alayhi salam, do you agree that the fault is of Maryam as well? Why? According to Mirza Ghulam, because she was hiding her pregnancy, which gave opportunity to the Jews to accuse her. All I'm saying is, do you agree with this? So please, Razi, do not say 10 things. All I'm saying is, tell me this simple thing, that do you agree that Maryam alayhi salam has a fault as well, because she was hiding her pregnancy, and this hiding of the pregnancy gave opportunity to the Jews to accuse her of fornication. Do you agree with this? That's only one question. Please give me, I beg you, a simple answer.
Over to you, Razi. Simple answer, direct answer. Your time starts now. Imran bhai, please start Razi's time.
I'll take my 2 minutes. Firstly, Brother Adnan, you tried to insert that you only read the ayah. You did give your own tafsir. If you open the tafsir, there's many. Are you cutting me off, or am I just?
Yeah, I was about to, because you're not asking the question.
I don't need your commentary, Brother Imran.
I'm not giving you a commentary. I have not given you, Razi, I have not given you a commentary. I am asking you to answer the question.
I'll answer how I like.
The problem is that
I'll answer
you don't like it when I don't ask you to answer the question, and I don't understand why that's the case. I'm not giving you help. I'm not giving you help, Razi. Why would I want to help you? All I'm trying to do is to get you to answer the question that's being asked and avoid, because you're not helping the people in the chat understand what's going on. You're being asked a very direct question. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad states that Maryam alayhi salam is equally to blame for what's happened. The allegation made against, equally to blame. You said that this was a historical, that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was referring to something that was historical. You accepted it. You're being asked to clarify that. Do you agree that that Maryam alayhi salam was equally to blame? You've done everything in over 10 minutes of speaking that what time allocated to you, except for answer the direct question.
Okay, can I answer?
All we're asking for you. Now, let me finish what I'm saying.
If you do this, I'm leaving.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
So he will give you time. Razi, he will give you time. Yeah.
We're asking you to answer the question. I'll reset your time. The question is very clear. Brother Imtiaz, I want you to give the question in one sentence so Brother Razi can answer it, please.
Brother, I know the question.
Yeah, I'm just going to clarify it for you so you don't mistake it.
Razi, please don't get upset, because we are saying that we are trying to have a fresh start. Imran Bhai is saying, please answer the question. That's all he's saying. Okay, so my question is, Razi Bhai, allow me to finish. Razi Bhai, my question is, you said that in these passages, Mirza Ghulam is using the proven historical sources. So within these proven historical sources, Mirza Ghulam is saying that Maryam has a share of blame as well. If the Jews accuse her of fornication, she shares the blame. Why? He said because she was hiding the pregnancy, and this hiding of pregnancy gave Jews opportunity to blame her. Do you agree with this, which you said is an approved and proven historical source in Mirza Ghulam quoting?
So, Brother Imtiaz, you see, when you speak and Adnan speaks, Brother Imran never cuts you guys off. This is why I tweeted that I won't come to this stream. This is the reason. Because whenever you brothers say something wrong and I'm trying to correct you guys, you quickly say, oh, you're changing the topic. Who brought in that other ayah of the Quran? It was Adnan, and he just said we disbelieve in the Quran because we say that she did speak to people and people saw her. Now, will he put the same fatwa on all the ulama who have made it clear? Like I had this, don't cut me off, brother.
I'm not
Please. I see the time. I don't need your help.
Carry on, Rosie. Rosie, carry on. It's your choice.
I have the fear of Maududi in front of me, you know, because Adnan loves him, and he says you need to not say anything with regard to the child. This is what Allah was saying, that do not speak to anyone regarding the child. So according to Adnan Rashid, Adnan Bey, Maududi Seb is also gone now. One by one, you take every scholar out. This is not just. You need to study tafsir and see what are the different opinions. This doesn't mean we are rejecting Quran. And Muhammad Imtiaz Bey knows this, that there are different opinions regarding this ayah. If he knows, he can correct you in your own time. But he knows what I'm saying is right. Allah is my witness. Maududi Seb's tafsir is right here. As for the statement of Hazrat Ahmad al-Asam, I already explained that the Christians use this to make Isa al-Asam a god. So Hazrat Ahmad al-Asam is saying that Hazrat Maryam al-Asam had the dream and she kept it to herself. This is true. This is her innocence. You know, it's not a sin on her. She kept it to herself out of her innocence, and then the pregnancy actually happened. And not only this, Hazrat Ahmad al-Asam explicitly says that we must look at Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam in every sense with mercy and not look at her with any evil intent.
Okay, time out. Brother Imran, 1 second. Imtiaz Bhai, we're not moving forward until Razi answers that question directly. So Imtiaz Bhai, can you point to the question again, and we will give another 2 minutes to Razi so that he can answer, and we will not interrupt him. We will not interrupt him. We will let everyone see what's going on. So answer, repeat the question again, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, so inshallah, in these 2 minutes, inshallah, I will repeat the question at the end. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So, Razi, you said, for example, you said that Mirza Ghulam was telling the Christians that you make Jesus God. None of that is relevant here. What is relevant? Mirza Ghulam is giving us a conclusion about what? About the issue that the Jews, they are blaming Maryam alayhi salam of adultery. And he is giving us, according to you, from the proven historical sources. Now you cannot take that back. From the proven historical sources, Mirza is giving us the conclusion that blame is shared on the shoulders of the Maryam as well. Why? Then he gave the reason that because she was hiding her pregnancy. So what Mirza Ghulam concluded, according to you, from the proven historical sources, do you agree that Maryam alayhi salam shares the burden of blame as well? That's all. After that, you can explain whatever you want to. Please give us I beg you, give us a straight answer. That do you agree that Maryam alayhi salam shares the blame? Which blame? That she was being accused of zina, fornication. And in this blame, she has the fault as well because she was hiding her pregnancy, which gave opportunity to the Jews to blame her. Do you agree with this theory, which Mirza Ghulam, according to you, is giving us from the proven historical sources? No other topic. We are not discussing is Jesus God or not. Please give me this answer.
Jazakumullah. So Imtiaz, but you have 20 seconds left. Before I answer this question, was Adnan Bey wrong about the tafsir of that ayah? That anyone who says that it's about what we were saying, that is against the Quran, yes or no?
No, I was not wrong. Answer
Why will you not comment? This is not right, Imtiaz, Bey, because Adnan is wrong.
Listen,
I was not wrong, but answer the
and
question.
It's about Quran and you're letting it slide. That's
listen my answer.
I won't ask you. I'll answer now.
Guys, come. Can I have everyone silent, please? Everyone silent. We want to have a very decent conversation. I will respond to Razi's point once he has answered. I have a very strong, very powerful answer, but I'm not going to, because Razi wants to ride on that to avoid the question.
Okay.
So Razi, I'm not going to do that. You're going to answer directly what Brother Imtiaz asked.
Yes, so I'll start my time now. Firstly, Brother Adnan, I don't need to escape anything, brother. I'm sitting here. I was busy today. I still came. By Allah, I'm not scared of any of these questions, or I wouldn't be here every stream. I came to meet you downtown, 1 hour drive. You know, twice actually, once to Milton. If I feared you, would I be coming? Jazakumullah. So please do not say we're afraid of your streams. This excuse has to go out the window now. Secondly, Brother Imtiaz said that it's irrelevant that he al-Asam is answering the Christians. No, it's definitely relevant, because Christians are saying that Isa al-Asam is God because of this birth. Hazrat Ahmad al-Asam is refuting them. As for Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam's innocence, we accept that that this is not about this passage of Nasim Dawat. Hazrat Ahmad is saying she was shown a dream that she will have a son, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Who? What happened? I'm on topic and you're cutting me off.
No, it's okay.
I haven't
Carry
said
on.
anything to
Carry
you.
on.
What you're
Did you
reacting
make
to
a sound? Did you make a
movements.
No,
sound?
Razi,
Am I not
carry
allowed
on,
to make
please.
a sound?
Did you make
Razi,
a sound, Brother Imran? What's the
Don't
point of it?
don't run
That's
away,
Razi,
brother. Razi. Please
disrespectful.
answer the question.
Brother
That's
Imran, Brother
Razi,
Imran,
carry on,
disrespectful.
please.
please.
No
Please,
one
Razi,
Please,
is
carry on.
running, brother. I'm
Razi, carry
sitting
on.
here and you made
Razi,
a
carry on.
sound for no reason.
Razi, carry on, please.
This is
Your time is
against
going.
moral ethics
Razi,
of
we are begging you
Islam.
to Razi, we are begging you to carry on.
Okay, so give me 30 extra seconds now for,
For a
interrupting
sound that you imagine.
disrespectfully.
Okay, we'll give you 30 extra seconds for a sound that you imagine. Please carry on.
No, wait. Give him 1 minute extra. Go ahead.
Jazakumullah. Okay, so what I'm saying is Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, it was her innocence that she saw that dream and she never shared it. This does not say she hid her pregnancy, which Imtiaz kept saying. It's about that vision. When she became pregnant, as you know, Hazrat Ahmad's own works explain that the Jews knew and they accused her. So you're contradicting yourself now, brother. Sometimes you say that, Hazrat Ahmad is saying that the Jews accused her, then sometimes you're saying that, oh, she hid her whole pregnancy. It doesn't work that way. Be just with the sources. So yes, her innocence, she didn't share that dream, but Hazrat Ahmad is showing the Christians that that miracle that you're making Isa a god, it has no value for his godhood. Because even that miracle becomes dubious because of the circumstances from the eyes of the Jews. So it's to refute the Christians, and this is ilzami jawab, whether you like it or not. But yes, it was Hazrat Maryam alayhi's innocence, which Hazrat Ahmad says, we have to look at her with mercy. She was pure, the best of women.
Your time's up. I request again, Imtiaz Bhai, we're not moving on to another question until Razi answers this question. Over to you. Same question. Even if it takes us another hour, no problem.
Yeah.
We will stay.
Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So for the sake of audience, I'm going to, Mirza Ghulam is giving us further the reasons that why he is blaming Maryam. Look at this one, Razi, please listen carefully. He says that इसलिए वो इस ख्वाब को अंदर ही अंदर दबा गई. Which ख्वाब? In which she was given this news that she is going to bear a child. What else the ख्वाब was? What else the dream was? लेकिन वो ख्वाब सच्ची थी. Which ख्वाब? Which dream? In which she was given the news of a child. और साथ ही अमल हो गया. And she got pregnant. जिससे मरियम मुद्दत तक बेखबर रही. I'm surprised. A woman is pregnant and she doesn't know. Please explain how is that possible? Women, everybody as adults we know. Does he please explain for the people? A woman is pregnant for 5 months and she does not know. How is that possible?
She has no periods. She has no periods.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If she misses
And
1
then,
or 2 periods, the woman knows that okay, there's something
and
not
then,
right.
And then not only period, every adult person, and Dr. Imran will explain for us, when a woman is pregnant, during the first 4 months of pregnancy, she has many hormonal changes and whatnot. All of that, she does not know. How come? And then, जब हमल पे चर्चा हो गया, when people started to talk about that, मरियम को हमल है, that she is pregnant, और इस वक्त लोगों को ख्वाब सुना दी, then she started to tell the dream. लेकिन उस वक्त सुनाना बेफायदा था. But telling people at that time was useless. आखिर बुजुर्गों ने पर्दापोशी. Razi, what is पर्दापोशी? पर्दापोशी in Urdu mean that something wrong has happened and you are trying to hide that. This is called पर्दापोशी. He said that बुजुर्गों ने पर्दापोशी के लिए यूसुफ नाम के शख्स से निकाह कर दिया और इस तरह ये निशान मुकद्दर हो गया. That is how the whole miraculous birth got tainted, got stained because of the he explained further that why she was at fault, because she was hiding and she was telling people on the wrong time. Razi, Mirza is giving a bunch of reasons that why Maryam is guilty.
Yeah.
How can
So now the question is, Razi, do you believe that Maryam was equally to blame for the slander that was leveled against her? Very direct question. Very direct question.
Brother Adnan, you think these are the first time we're hearing this question? It's in the book Saboot Hazir Hai has all of these allegations. They're not new. So if you can start my time, I'll begin answering now.
It started.
Pardon?
Okay, well, time again, please.
It started when you started talking, so I'll restart it for you.
Well, I thought it started when you made the sound.
So the imaginary sound.
Yeah, I just got a message from my brother that Imran did make a sound. Maybe you want to repeat that. Maybe it was Adnan by getting ilham.
Don't worry, and there's no need to get agitated. I'll just start your time.
Maybe Adnan by was getting ilham.
Are you ready?
The Bakra hiding in his room.
We're gonna ignore everything. Go ahead, Razi. We're still waiting for the answer.
Interesting. So start your time now.
First thing is, brothers, you have to understand that Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was the most pious woman of her time. Like Allah says in the Quran, she was given the status over all of the women of that time. Alal Alameen is used, number one, okay? So because Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam had that great status, she was so pure and innocent, she never felt that this would actually take place how it took place. And this is normal with prophecies. Told they're not fulfilled, sometimes the person doesn't know how it will be fulfilled. So she had that dream, she kept it to herself, okay? Then months went by, and she still never realized that what is about to happen, that she's actually pregnant. Now, Brother Imtiaz mentioned that period stopped. That's fine, right? We didn't deny that regarding pregnancy. But the point remains that Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, this shows her innocence, that she wasn't ready to accept that. And she hid that dream. She didn't share it with the Jewish elders. Then, yes, when it became apparent, then it came out, and the Jewish elders told her that she should get married. And Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam explains that with all of this, you have to look at Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam with rahmah, with rahmah, with rahmah. He defended her and responded to all the allegations of the Jews and said she was a pure woman and free of any charge. Now, as for the point of Parda Poshi is only of wrong things, in the sight of the Jews, it was wrong. So they tried to hide it. This doesn't mean it was actually wrong, according to Hazrat Ahmad who said she's pure of any sin and it was a miraculous birth. And your last point, that how was she at fault? This is a fault by means of innocence. It's not a sin or anything like that. She didn't share this experience. It's not in the Quran either that when she had this experience, she shared it with everyone. So now you brothers are going against the Quran by suggesting, as I assume, that she did share this experience.
We're still not moving forward, guys. 1 second.
You're going to say that on everything, Adnan. I'm still waiting for your answer about the ayah. Misrepresented and mocked.
Your
time, please.
I literally had to go at 6. It's 6:30.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Let's do 10 more minutes, then I have to leave, okay?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
10 more minutes.
So basically, Razi said that Maryam alayhi salam has a high status. He quoted the Quran. Razi, not only Quran, Bukhari as well. And you know this, that in the Bukhari, there's an authentic hadith that amongst the men, there are many who perfected themselves and their religion. But among the women, there are 3 women which are named who perfected their religion. First one of them is Maryam alayhi salam. Who is saying this? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as you said rightly, in the Quran, Allah says we preferred her over all the women of her time. All of that. And this is the whole reason, Razi, we are disturbed. Understand our problem? This is the whole reason we are disturbed, that the women of this lofty status, the role model, is being accused of all of that. Number one. Number two, you keep saying masoom, innocent. Mirza Ghulam is saying she has the qusur, she has the fault. And you are saying innocent. Please, don't do this one. Show us in this passage where it says that she's innocent. Masoom means innocent. You are saying no. Mirza Ghulam says she has the qusur. She has the fault. And you changing his words. And then you are saying that wo rahm ke qabil hai. Mirza Ghulam said that the whole family is needed our mercy. You know why? He said they have to compromise all of that. Because Maryam got pregnant and she was not a married woman. They got stuck in this situation. So then they have to find an old man, Yusuf, to get her married. And this is the context of why he said that the whole family needs our mercy. That's the whole context, Razi. Again, Razi, Alhamdulillah, you have said that you agree that Sayyida Maryam, whatever Mirza said here, you agree with that, right? Please clarify.
Okay, so firstly, Brother Imtiaz, Hazrat Ahmad throughout his books has said Maryam Siddiqa and has praised her and has always defended her, to the point where he said that Allah called me Maryam in the spiritual sense, because Maryam alayhi salam reached the highest stage of perfection. And in another book, in Brahim as well, many books, right? I can pull out the quotes if needed. He defends and says she used to get wahi and ilham, and she was masoom. So please do not spread falsehood regarding our beliefs. We will tell you what we believe. You can tell us what you believe. This blame, I told you, it's out of innocence. This does not make it a sin. Out of innocence, even if she, did this has nothing to do with sin, brother. She kept that dream to herself. This is not a sin. Hazrat Ahmad is refuting the Christians that this miracle where you make Isa a god, even that was tainted. I can give you many examples from Islamic history, but you know them very well, where even those, Anbiya are masoom, but out of forgetfulness, if they do something, it doesn't make them sinners. Like Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, Fanasiya, right? He forgot the covenant. This is not a sin on him. It's still a mistake, but he's masoom. So please, basic Islam, brother Imtiaz, you know it well. You've studied Islam, you know these things. As for Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam being amongst the 3 women, I agree 100%. I don't disagree with that. So I don't know what you want. Do you want me to read this?
No. You carry on. You carry on.
Yeah. So the point is, Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam was pure. She was, innocent. She was the greatest of women. Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam defended her and protected her from every allegation. There's no allegation here, brother. This is historical facts that the Jews did Buhtan and Azima. If you want to reject the Quranic ayah, I cannot force you. La ikraha fi din. If you want
Okay,
to
Rosie, one second. Time up.
that's your
Time
choice. I cannot force you to believe in the ayah.
Time up. Okay, Rosie, one direct question and a direct answer. Do you believe Maryam was equally to blame for the slander against her?
If you look at it the way Hazrat Ahmad is explaining that based on Christians saying he's God and using his example, out of her innocence, she has a right to be blamed out of her innocence. Yes.
You're not answering.
But it's not a sin or anything wrong on her part. Yeah, I am answering.
Mirza said,
because he has to go, let me finish with him because he has to go very soon. Okay.
Go ahead.
Finish me or finish with
No, I said that I have to finish with him on this topic.
I thought you meant like finish, like like Adnan says, I
said that I have to finish with him on this topic.
Okay, inshallah, we can continue this next week as well. Whenever you're free. But Imtiaz, before you go, please, for future, right, announce the topic a week before, because you changed the topic last second. This is not fair. You announced the whole week that the topic is miracles of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and today in the morning you changed the topic. This isn't nice, brother. It's moral ethics that we should both follow. Number one. Number two,
let me
Rosie, this is the
making
topic.
A speech. It's unnecessary.
This is the topic.
I'm not making any new arguments. I'm just saying
you're making a speech which is unnecessary.
And then when we don't you ran away.
No, Razi, allow me to finish. I respond to you.
Okay.
Because on the Twitter, Dr. Yahya made a categorical statement. He said not only Dr. Yahya, but nobody is coming on the stream. That's point number one.
He never said that. He said bias streams. He said bias streams.
Razi, you say you interrupt so often and so freely, and then you get upset when people interrupt you. I don't understand this behavior. Please allow them to finish their sentence.
Yeah. Basically, Razi, because you guys have already said, and you, by the way, you appreciated that video message from Dr. Yahya as well, in which he said, and you can watch it again, people have already, he said that not only Dr. Yahya, but because you believe that these streams are biased, so none of you is coming. So obviously, our topic is still on, and if you want to defend the topic of miracle, no problem. Inshallah, I promise you, we'll do it today, right now. So basically, when you guys said this, we cannot just bore people with everything we said in the past. We have to continue educating the people, because it was being said continuously on the media that the Ahmadi side, they respect Maryam alayhi salam. We wanted to show people that this is how they respect Maryam alayhi salam. So we are basically continuing with our topic because you guys said you are going to boycott this stream. Now, let's continue our topic now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So Razi, because you said you want to leave very early. So I want to discuss the topic because I don't want people to be confused on this one. Now, I first want to show the reference which you are referring, that in which Mirza Ghulam is saying, Hazrat Masih ke bep paida hone ke mutallik hamara iman or aqeeda, etc. Everybody can read this one, that yes, he said our aqeeda. But people need to understand. People need to understand the details Mirza Ghulam give. As they say, the devil is in the details. Now let's look at the details. So he says that Masih, this is basically Malfuzat, volume 3, page 305. मसीह की पैदाइश के जिक्र पे फरमाया कि खुदा की सुन्नत दो तरह की होती है, एक कसरती जैसे अमूमन औरत से दूध निकलता है, मगर बाज औकात नर से भी निकलता है। ऐसे वाकयात दुनिया में होते हैं, ये कलीलुल वकू वाकयात खारिक आदत कहलाते हैं। व्हाट इज एड्रेसिंग? मसीह की पैदाइश और खारिक आदत अमूर। दिस इज द टॉपिक। ऑन दिस टॉपिक ही इज टेलिंग पीपल दैट द वर्जिन बर्थ ऑफ मसाया इज लाइक अ मेल गिविंग मिल्क। ओके, एंड नाउ लुक एट नेक्स्ट वन। ही सेज दैट जिस हालत में बरसात के दिनों में हजारों कीड़े मकोड़े खुद ब खुद पैदा हो जाते हैं, और हजरत आदम भी बगैर माँ बाप के पैदा हुए, तो फिर हजरत ईसा की इस पैदाइश से कोई बुजुर्गी इनकी साबित नहीं होती। रजी, मिर्जा गुलाम इज कंपेयरिंग द वर्जिन बर्थ ऑफ ईसा अलैहि सलाम विद हु? विद मैनी insects, which he says that thousands of insects they are coming from the earth for no reason, खुद ब खुद. And then he says, look at this one. Basically, I want to show this. बगैर बाप के पैदा होना बाज कवा के महरूम होने पे दलालत करता है. That because Jesus was born without father, it says that it implies that he was lacking some of the organs. And which organs? Look at this one.
Your time is up.
बहुत बड़ा है. Sorry.
Your time is up.
Okay, no problem. I am done. So basically,
I'm
Razi,
going to answer
He
everything.
actually stopped him before his
no,
time.
no, just to summarize,
But
Razi,
then
just to
just read your last reference you were going to say, because that's a significant one.
okay.
And then we'll carry
He
on.
says that एतराज बहुत बड़ा है कि हजरत मसीह मर्दाना सिफात की आला तरीन सिफत से बेनसीब महज होने के बायस अजवाज से सच्ची और कामिल हुस्न माशरत का कोई नमूना ना दे सके. Razi, listen the argument first. Mirza Ghulam said that Mirza, because Isa was born without father, it shows that he was lacking some of the organ.
Okay.
Now, which organ?
No, be blunt.
Be specific, please.
Be specific, Imtiaz bhai. What do you mean by that? Lacking the male organ.
Of course, he was lacking,
Yeah.
and then I gave this reference to explain that which organ he was missing, the male organs which can help him to get children. So
Okay,
this is when Mirza
Jazakumullah.
Ghulam
No,
believed
this is
in the
also
virgin
Islami
birth.
jawab.
So
This
now,
was the
please give me 3 minutes as well, and be a fair moderator.
Okay, 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Jazakumullah.
Answer to these points.
Okay, so the first point is, unfortunately, there's another mistake that was just said. Brother Adnan or Imtiaz said, how could Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam be 5 months pregnant and not know? The book doesn't say that. It says, se Maryam muddat tak bekhabar rahi. Jab 5वां महीना हमल पर गुजरा, तब ये चर्चा फैला. It doesn't say for 5 months she was unaware. It just says muddat tak. So you need to take that back if you fear Allah. Number one. Number two, you said you quoted 3 references which I will now refute. First, you said that Hazrat Ahmad compared it to males giving milk and insects being born. Brother, this is an analogy. He didn't compare the virgin birth with these examples. He's showing the Hindus and Christians that these extraordinary events happen sometimes, and you have no right to reject the birth of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And if you read Chashma Marfat and also Surma Chashma Arya, the same examples are given there. And Batalvi said this is one of the greatest services to Islam, that book. So you should take this back as well. It's showing that Kharik-e-Adat events happen. He's not saying just like insects are born. This is exactly what happened with Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. He made it clear that Isa alayhi salam's birth was a sign and a miracle for the Yahud and for those who believed in Isa alayhi salam. Then Imtiaz was unfortunately dishonest. He quoted Nurul Quran. In the Hashi of Nurul Quran, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam explains that everything in this book is just to refute the Christians and their self-made Messiah. By the way, this example of male giving milk is in Sanaullah Amrit says Ahle Hadith Akhbar. And it's also mentioned, the goats that are mentioned are in Bidayah wa Nihaya, books of Imam Suyuti as well. It's to show out of the ordinary events happen. So how dare you people raise an allegation on Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, who had the miraculous birth of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. So this is the point, and you brothers were unfortunately unjust with the 5-month reference. So I'll have to repeat that. In that page, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam says that जिससे मरियम मुद्दत तक बेखबर रही, जब 5वां महीना हमल पर गुजरा, तब ये चर्चा फैल गया कि मरियम को हमल हो चुका है. It doesn't mean she remained unaware for 5 months. Please be honest, okay? And Nurul Quran, brother Imtiaz knows, and Surma Chashma Arya, Batalvi said, wrote a review of that. You know, you want to raise allegations on Hazrat Ahmad, but please do not raise allegations on those books that scholars have praised and written reviews on, that this was the greatest service to Islam.
Male organs.
So please be just with the sources. I need to go in 4 minutes.
Male organs.
And then we'll
okay,
end.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, because just to save the time. So Razi, first of all, you are saying again, Razi, please, we do not need any of these tactics here.
Please
you said that you need to.
Please start his time.
Just 1 second. Actually, Imtiaz, before you start,
Imtiaz, I have 3 minutes. Just let him speak.
1 second, Rati, calm down. Just be relaxed, okay? You didn't answer the question about the male organs, please. If you could respond to that, and then brother.
Okay, I'll answer that now.
I'll give you a minute to do that specifically. Yeah.
Jazakumullah for giving me another chance to answer, even though I have Nurul
You have not.
Brother, let me answer.
I'm
You
about
asked
to
me
give you
to answer. Let me.
1 second. You need to calm yourself down, Rezi, because you're becoming a bit rude in your behavior.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I believe you're rude.
You need to just calm yourself down.
Look,
try to have
Brother
a civil
Imran,
conversation.
you have to understand why Razi feels like that. There is a
I
reason why
understand. He feels under attack. I understand.
Yes.
Now,
and plus he's struggling to answer all these
yes.
questions.
So that's why I'm giving you this opportunity to answer the question. I'm starting your time now.
Okay, so brother Adnan, no one's struggling. By Allah, I'm not struggling. This is nothing big. These are simple questions we've answered.
Male organs, please.
So the male organ question is from Nurul Quran. The Christians were saying Isa alayhi salam is a god because he has the power of Allah. And some Barelvis also recently said he's Ruhullah, so he cannot be touched. He's free of anything.
Quran
Let me
calls him
finish.
Ruhullah.
Let me finish. I agree he's Ruhullah. That doesn't mean he can't be persecuted. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the
Male
greatest
organs, please,
Ruhullah. He asked a question in between. You didn't stop him. See him,
male
Mom?
organs, please.
This is unjust. Nabi
You haven't
sallallahu alaihi
touched
wasallam
male
was the
organs and you're
greatest
already into
Ruhullah.
this.
But he was persecuted at Uhud. It doesn't make Isa alayhi salam God. So Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam explains that Isa alayhi salam, he was born without the agency of a father, but you're God. Oh, you Christians, that makes him less of a human being. This is Ilzami Jawab, not his own view. So Adnan, read Nurul Quran, then raise allegations. You don't even understand what's being said. It's against the Christians. It's Ilzami Jawab.
Razi, I really, wallahi, I feel sorry for you, man.
And I feel sorry for you. And on Qiyamah, we will see. On Qiyamah, we will see, Adnan bhai. By the way, you promised to read philosophy, teachings of Islam. I hope you fulfill that promise soon. Imtiaz bhai,
okay, Razi, let me
but I will
now.
listen to your full answer on my phone. I just need to rush now. But I promise you, I'm turning it on right now, the same channel. And I'm going to listen.
Razi, the point is this. The point is this. After that, you will sit on your channel to say that I was misquoting. That what is the point?
But that's my right. Just like you have your right to.
Then you stay here.
Okay, I'll sacrifice 2 extra minutes. But don't raise anything new then. Because then I have to stay in response. Then I'll get late. There's a snowstorm outside and it takes triple the time to get where you want to get. I hope you understand.
Razi, first of all, you are saying to us, muddat se bekhabar rahi. It was not 5 months. You have to tell us that what was this muddat. You have to give us the reference. If you give us the reference that this muddat was not 5 months, something else, inshallah we'll take it back. Please give us reference. And then point number 2 is, you said that it was ilzam. Razi, please stop this game of ilzami jawab. I beg to you. Look at this one. Masih ki paidaish aur kharke aadat umur. Mirza Ghulam is explaining for the whole humanity that the virgin birth of Isa as a miracle. Okay. He says that Khuda ki sunnat do tarah pe hai. Ek kasrati. He said that the sunnah, the way of Allah has 2 ways. Okay. One, what is happen as a habit. Kasrati. जैसे अमूमन औरत से दूध निकलता है. Like normally the women gives milk, okay, मगर बाज़ औकात नर से भी निकलता है, but sometimes the male gives milk as well. ऐसे वाक़यात दुनिया में होते हैं, and such events happen in this world. ये कलीलुल वकू वाक़यात खार के आदत कहे जाते हैं. These rarely occurring events are called the miracle. First of all, this last statement is a lie. These are not called miracles. Number 1. Number 2, this heading is not mine. This heading is given by your own compilers. That Mirza Ghulam is explaining the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam by giving the example of a male person giving milk, and this is exactly is doing that. And then you are saying he was not comparing that. How else he could compare? Does he tell us if Mirza Ghulam really wanted to compare the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam with a male giving milk, how would he compare if not this one? Okay. And second point is when he said that the bin baap ke paida hona baas kawa ke na hone pe dalalat karta hai. It says that he was born without father, and him being born without father is a dalil. It implies that he was lacking some organ. And then I gave the reference to explain that which organs he meant. He meant the male organ. And you said that, it was Nurul Quran. The whole book is about the Christians. Listen very carefully. When I presented Izalai Oham, in which Mirza Ghulam is responding to the Muslims, you said that you said in your video that in his books, it's not that every book has to be about them, etc. And secondly, my brother Razi,
do I get 5 minutes as well?
Did I take 5 minutes?
How much time have you taken? It's been at 2 minutes.
I thought you were leaving, Razi, so I didn't time.
No, but I said if he mentions new points, I'm going to take
I did not mention new points.
You did mention new points, brother Imtiaz. You mentioned like 6 new things, brother.
No new points were mentioned.
They were mentioned. You're obviously going to say that. I want my full time now. I think
Razi,
time is done. Let me answer now.
Razi, look at this one. Look at this one, Razi. Yeah. Let's make it simple for the people. All I'm saying is, please do not give this false impression that this was Ilzami Jawab. Mirza Ghulam is explaining the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam by a male giving milk, and he is calling these events as kharke aadat, miraculous event. I don't want to go anywhere. I want you to explain this one. What he's saying here, what he's trying to say.
Okay, can I take my 5 minutes now?
I did not take any 5 minutes.
Your 2 minutes will start when you start.
How much time did you take, brother Imtiaz? How much time did you take?
I don't know.
I'm going to check. Let me check.
You have 2 minutes to start. I'm going to start your time.
No, don't start it yet because you took way more than 2 minutes.
Because it's your time to answer. Because you're not moderating.
I'll answer. Don't worry, brother. Don't worry, I'm going to take my.
And you remember the male organs that you keep forgetting about. Please answer those as well.
This
So
is
we're
the
starting your
commentary we
time.
don't like. This is the exact commentary that you try to slide in, which is
No, I'm not sliding
disrespectful.
it in.
You're unjust. Hosting
Razi,
on
sorry, one
Qiyamah,
second.
I have.
1 second. I'm not sliding anything in.
Brother,
I'm being
don't,
very direct, and I'm telling you very
don't mute me.
directly that you need to answer the question. So there's no sliding here. Direct answer. You need to answer the question about missing male organs attributed to Isa al-Islam by Mirza Ghulam Ahmed. Very big, serious claim. No
Okay,
sideways.
so let me
I'm
answer
very
now. You
directly.
took.
So please answer that question. Please,
Brother, stop muting
I'll
me.
start the time in a second. Okay.
Stop muting.
Your time starts now.
Give me 3 minutes then. You gave him extra time. Adnan Bhai, this is unjust.
Imran bhai, give him 3 minutes. Give him 3 minutes.
Jazakumullah.
3 minutes. Go ahead.
Jazakumullah.
3 minutes for you.
Okay.
Time starts now. Okay.
Yeah, Jazakallah. Firstly, brother Muhammad Imtiaz, once again, he was unjust. And this is why we keep calling him out. He said, give us the reference where it doesn't say 5 months. Brother, the reference itself shows it wasn't 5 months. Hazrat Masih Maud says, Muddat tak bekhabar rahi. Then he says at 5 months the Jews found out. So obviously she found out before. The reference itself refutes you. But you saying he said she was unaware for 5 months is not right, brother Imtiaz. Be just. Allah will question me and you. You won't get a free pass. I won't get a free pass. So we have to be just. Then second, you said, stop saying ilzami jawab. I beg you. No, I will keep saying that because this is what it is. Unfortunately, if it bothers you, I'm not going to stop saying the haqq, right? Just to please you, I can't say Isa al-Islam is alive in the skies. I'll never do that. In the same way here, Nurul Quran, Hazrat Ahmad al-Islam makes it clear that this whole book is ilzami. The Christian said Isa al-Islam is God because he was born without a father. Hazrat Ahmad al-Islam says, what are you talking about? You're making him a God because he's born without a father. This proves he has deficiency. The Messiah of the Christians, not the one who is a Rasulan ila Bani Israel, who Hazrat Ahmad al-Islam said, I am in his likeness. And brother Imtiaz, you can nod your head all you like. When you speak, I respectfully listen. I don't go like this. I don't go like this, even though 99.9% of what you say, I believe it's against Quran, right? But I don't make these, I don't do all of this. It's not needed. Anyhow, Khariq-e-Adat means out of the ordinary, extraordinary. The Urdu word is mu'jiza for miracle or mu'jizat. So Hazrat Ahmad al-Islam here is showing the people that, many people like the Naturees, they were saying Isa al-Islam can't be born without a father. Hazrat Ahmad al-Islam says anyone who says this is outside the fold of Islam. He was born without a father. And why are you people shocked? We see out of the extraordinary events all the time. One example he gives are the bugs coming. He also gives the example of male giving milk, which is in the Ahli Hadith newspaper. This same example is there too, that this happens. So it's to show the people that out of ordinary events happen. It doesn't mean that is what happened with Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, or that he is comparing these miracles. Brother, it doesn't work like that. You need to understand analogies. Like Allah says his nur is
Male
like
organ. Male organ.
Does it mean his nur is actually like the mishkat literally? Of course not. The
Male organ
is for the Christians that look, you people are making him God. He's not even, according to your understanding that he's God, he's not even proven to be the Messiah of the Bible. Can't even be proven to be male like others. The Messiah of the Bible, not the Quran. So with that, Imtiaz Bhai, I end. I hope you don't take another turn on these points because that's unfair.
Razi, one last question. When is your milk coming?
The goat milk, the bakra?
No, your milk.
Ask Sanaullah, it's in his newspaper. You have to ask him when the milk is coming.
Razi, can I request you? Razi, look, brother, I beg you, just give me 2 minutes.
Brother,
allow
you want me to get late? You want me to get late? I gave you 10 minutes. I need to go.
Razi, I beg you, give me just 2 minutes. I want to speak in your presence. I will not say anything new, I promise.
Then I'm going to take 2 more minutes and we'll be here the whole night.
Okay, you can take. No problem.
Okay,
you can
go,
take. No
go.
problem. You can take.
But promise me last turn me.
No, you can't stop from speaking.
I'm saying from this discussion, back and forth.
Okay, then stay. Let's have back and forth.
Last one, right?
But if you say something which I have to, I'm compelled to respond.
Will
okay,
never
no problem.
end then.
Okay, no problem. This is my last turn, and then I will give you last turn, Razi. No problem.
Perfect.
I want you to stay here. Okay, Razi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, Razi, I don't know that how to make it any more clearer for any of the viewers. When Mirza Ghulam is explaining the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam and giving the example of a male giving milk, and this is this is the reason I always say that I wish Mirza Ghulam had not defended Islam. We don't want this kind of defense. Number one. Point number two is, And that point number 2 is, I beg you, Razi, please, there's no Christian Bible which says that Isa alayhi salam was lacking a male organ. This was the accusation Mirza Ghulam made on him. So you cannot call it Ilzami Jawab. Ilzami Jawab means that something is found in the Bible. He's quoting that. No, he was attacking Isa. This exactly I always say. Mirza Ghulam was attacking Isa alayhi salam. And that point number 3, you keep saying Al Hadith. In your turn, I challenge you. Show me that the Al Hadith says that the virgin birth of Isa alayhi salam is like the goat giving milk, a male goat giving milk. Because our problem is not that Bakra giving milk. No, our problem is to compare a goat giving milk and Isa. Nanma, you make me laugh, please. So our problem is when Mirza Ghulam compares the male goat giving milk and Isa alayhi salam's virgin. That's when the problem starts. And last point is, Razi, all I want to say is this. Razi, please tell us in which Bible ever any Christian has written that Isa alayhi salam was lacking a male organ. So you are calling it Ilzami Jawab.
Okay, was that 2 minutes?
Less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
Okay, so I'll start now. 1 second, I'm just opening one reference. Okay, so firstly, the first point is every kharike adat is not a miracle, but every miracle is kharike adat. So you didn't address that point. Like I said, Hazrat Ahmad is showing analogy that you people are accusing this grand miracle that Hazrat Isa was born without a father. When you see these events happen all the time, I mentioned the Ahle Hadith Akhbar to tell you that it mentions males giving milk because Adnan requested that, like he requested the Bakra. I never said that they're speaking of the virgin birth there ever. Number 1. Number 2, the lacking male organ Ilzami Jawab is giving a response to someone that silences them. It can be through many angles. And I explained this to you. I showed you the definition of Ilzami Jawab from Rekhta as well, how this is used. So Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam used common sense and common logic that, you people are saying Isa alayhi salam is a god because he had no father, but we prove that books prove that from the male you get some qualities as well. And this is proven, okay? And Hazrat Ahmad refuted the Christians that you make Isa a god. Your God was not even as manly as other men. This is not the Islamic view. We believe it was a miracle and he was the greatest of men. He was one of the greatest messengers, right? Rasulan ila Bani said he has died, but he was still one of the greatest messengers. Then the last point I want to mention is you said we didn't need his defense of Islam. Brother, now you're saying that. If he didn't step up for the defense of Islam, who knows what would have happened? The ulama couldn't answer anything. It was him who defended Islam greater than anyone else, which is why Batalvi said, greatest book of Islamic history, Adnan Rashid testimony, till Qiyamah, that testimony of Adnan Rashid will be a proof for the truthfulness of Hazrat Ahmad. Jazakumullah, brothers, for your time. May Allah guide you all to the true Islam.
Razi, one more turn. Both of us.
Wait.
These are not akhlaq. I'm giving you so much time and you keep saying stay longer, brother.
You said to me that I have not...
Razi mentioned snow outside. Sorry, just 1 second.
Razi said that I have not addressed such and such point. Because you said, Razi, that I have not addressed
brother, such and such I'm going to say that every turn, but what does Imran want to say about the snow? I know you guys don't have the snow in the UK.
Razi was saying that outside there's snow. He's got far to travel. We wish him safe journey. If he's not able to stay here for the rest of your response, please respond.
I'm sure
he won't put you on Twitter.
Razi will be looking for a male organ and some male milk on his journeys.
And I might find your butter here or the she camel.
Okay, Razi,
I might find the she camel or the butter.
On the lighter side. Razi, I'm just trying. On the lighter side. On the lighter
I want to thank you. Razi, before you go, I want to thank you, regardless I would disagree with you. But I always admire one thing, that when Adnan Bhai came to Canada, you came to face him. This shows that you are very passionate about your religion, and we admire that.